Folks, we have a local, I don't want to say boy, but a local treasure out in L.A. now, but back home, you're going to be appearing at Artworks for, is it like a lecture series? Or?
Yeah, every week we have a series going on at Artworks. It's called To Tell a Story. So I'm going to be doing a presentation with Tommy Whalen on Thursday, next Thursday, the 24th at 7 p.m., and I'm going to be discussing Last Scene and how I was inspired to do the short based on the location that we had available and how I am developing the short film into a feature.
Now, folks, when you see Last Scene, you're just going to go absolutely crazy. It becomes addictive, and you do want more. One of your bylines is, "I'm going to pray for you, detective." Now, that is just enough. Where did you shoot this around here?
We shot Last Scene in the Cliff Decks Mill. I basically took a tour of the place with my friend Lance Gunberg and Richard Langlis. They brought us around, said we have access. So I went home a few days later. I think I finished my Christmas shopping, went through Christmas. Day after Christmas, a couple days after Christmas, I wrote a script night before.
Wow.
Actors got it the morning of.
Wow.
And then we shot from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. and just knocked the whole thing out in 24 hours.
Adam Cray, our special guest, filmmaker and up-and-coming great producer-director. Adam, what's the central theme around the story Last Scene?
Well, the short film is basically a chase. There's a detective chasing a serial killer suspect through a mill, and it's a very suspenseful action scene with a lot of atmosphere, a lot of activity, and we flash back to the night before when the detective was interrogating this suspect. So you get a sense of the story, but I don't reveal everything.
Sure.
It's almost like an extended film trailer in a lot of ways. The feature film will focus more on the case. It's sort of in the vein of Seven, but you might see some of The Departed in there, and Alfred Hitchcock, and all of my other influences.
Well, as you well know, with any novel or story, you always pose a problem at the very beginning. And obviously this is going to keep the viewer, looking and thinking. So what different themes does Last Scene cover?
Well, the feature version of Last Scene will be about these detectives. I will base the story in and around New Bedford. I'm not sure if I will we'll call it New Bedford or if it will just be the backdrop. But it's about these detectives that are used to catching the bad guy very quickly, and they're kind of rock stars, and they come upon this rash of serial killings that are unexplainable, and they realize that this is not going to be an overnight success.
Right, exactly. What have the viewers told you in terms of reviews about Last Scene?
They love the pacing. A lot of people cannot believe that I pulled it off for $100. I made the film for $100. $100. And it was mostly Riccardi's Pizza and Dunkin' Donuts. But, yeah.
That is so awesome.
So people are just very surprised. And they're also, the people out in Los Angeles are also just in awe of the location, New Bedford and the mill and what we had access to.
Adam Cray, our special guest. Adam is a producer-director. He has shot and he wrote Last Scene. Many of you who were at the festival last year at the Z are familiar with Adam's work. And how much, do you take a real-life story or real-life character and put that character into the film? Do you use, have you ever taken real-life characters and inserted them into your films?
I try to make all my characters true to life, and I'm very sensitive and aware of mannerisms and things like that with people. So I kind of take that and transfer it to the characters I create. Try to make them as plausible and as likable as possible so that people can relate. People can be attached to them. I think you know, I think there's nothing worse than watching a film where you don't really care about who you're watching.
Right. So what do you think viewers will get from Last Scene? What will they come away with after viewing Last Scene?
Well, I'm hoping that it's a ride, and I'm hoping that even though it is a dark story, it will give a sense of hope.